friend, where have you been? Where have you gone? What did you win? Someone there, are you listening? Is it too late, my dear friend? We felt the sunshine, we found the gold. We thought we'd be forever young, but now I know we can't keep floating, we have to fall. This is the beat of broken hearts, is it all lost? We 2, 1.
Hello everybody, it's Mike, the Baldadonis. Hey guys, on this episode we're going to talk about my Mercedes AMG. If you're new to this channel, hello everybody. My name is Mike the Baldadonis and I talk about many different topics. And cars is my hobby, so this is definitely one of my topics. I've been buying and selling cars for many years. As a hobby, you know, I'm just a car guy just like everybody else. Every time I see a cool car, I want to buy one. So whatever I have, I sell it to buy another vehicle. That's just how I roll. If I can make a few bucks, so be it. Otherwise, I'm just like everybody else. You know, I try to make my money back and on to the next car. Now, when I started up my YouTube channel a little over a year ago, my very first car, actually in January, I think it was the first week of January, I bought a Mini Cooper S. And that was my first car on my YouTube channel. I talk about the pros and cons of that car, what to look out for, and I did different videos about it. Then I bought my AMG. Just like everybody else, you want to know ahead of time of what the known issues are of each particular car you're going to look at. So I go online, known issues for E55. Well, there's a few of them. Nothing major, except for one thing, rust. So I looked at 2 AMGs. The first one was the 1999, silver with the two-tone black and silverish white interior. Now, this woman, she was probably late 60s, early 70s. Her husband owned the car. They were the second owners. The husband passed away 2 years ago. The car's been sitting for 2 years, hasn't been driven. She did some maintenance to it. I think she did brakes, she did something, but she kept taking the car to Mercedes where they kept jamming her with a huge bill. And I felt bad for her. On the outside, the car looked really nice. No rust on the car on the outside until I looked underneath. 1/4 of the trunk was almost missing. That's how much rust there was. Underneath the passenger door, on the floorboards, nice hole, probably about that big. And open up the hood, half the engine compartment, not half of it, there was holes in the wheel wells. And the whole engine was a complete mess with oil. The other things you got to look out for are the spring perches, where the springs sit in. Those are spot welded, and then they put like a little epoxy or whatever it is on it. But once water gets behind it, they get rusty, and next thing you know, they collapse. That's a big job. So you got to look for that as well. The motor, transmissions, they're bulletproof. Things that usually go wrong, like on every other car, go wrong with this one too. Valve covers leak, the breathers on the valve covers leak, the harmonic balancer You have to check every 60,000 miles or so because the rubber between the metal, it can start deteriorating, and next thing you know, you have a little vibration. If you let it go too far, it goes into the motor, and next thing you know, you're having a little, a bad day. So you have to watch out for the harmonic balancer as well. These cars do have 16 spark plugs as well. So keep that in mind. It's not expensive, depending if you're going to do it yourself or take it to a mechanic. If you're going to buy this particular car, hopefully you're an enthusiast. You can either work on the car yourself, or someone like me. I used to be a mechanic. I knew what I'm talking about, knew what I'm doing, but I don't want to do it no more. I get frustrated. And sometimes, I'm a little too anal about things. So I do have a bunch of friends that help me out. And if you don't have a friend that can help you out, you should find one. Find somebody that knows cars and make them a good friend, because if you're going to buy a particular car like this, some things are going to go wrong and you want to be on top of that. But as for the reliability, they're pretty reliable. I actually went on a YouTuber's channel. His name is Alex. And the only reason why I bought this car was because he's a Mercedes technician. He used to be. He's a technician for over 9 years. His channel is Legit Street Cars. Legit Street Cars. And he talks about AMGs. He has a few of them. They're easy cars to work on. The brakes are simple in these cars. The suspensions are easy on these cars. The tune-ups, the engine work, stuff like that. Everything's pretty much easy to work on. So, should you buy one? Absolutely. Absolutely. Here in America, I think there's only 500 produced for America for the run of this series. So from 99 to 2002, or 98, 99? Yeah, so the W210 chassis with the E55s, each year 500 made. So that's a low production. I bought the car from a guy down in Norwood, Mass. He is a 65-year-old that was a technician for Mercedes-Benz for 37 years. Now, he did all the work to this car. He did tires, brand new. He did the suspension, the links, those are brand new. He did the drive shaft gibo or gubo, whatever that's pronounced. That's just a rubber piece that's in the drive shaft. He did all 16 spark plugs. He did the valve covers. He did the valve cover breather gaskets. Let's see. He did anything else? Oh, he put H&R lowering springs. So those are brand new. He did the transmission service. So that's got, fresh fluids, filter. I have a really decent car. I have what they call a 10-footer. From 10 feet away, it looks fantastic. Until you get up close, you can start seeing the bubbling around the wheel wells, a little bit on the fenders, a little bit on the trunk, a little bit on the door. But overall, it's in nice shape. There's no rot on the floors. I do have air-conditioned seats. I do have the command system, which has the navigation. Those were pretty good options back in the day. That car was $77,000 brand new. So in today's money, that's around $112,000. The car is still pretty quick for only 350 horsepower. It has 390 feet-pound of torque. I did a video, my very first video. I think I claimed 0-60 in 4.7 seconds, somewhere around there. I got those figures from magazines. I got them from Car and Driver, I got them from Motor Trend, whatever. So they vary, 4.6, 4.7 to 5.3. I don't know. I never actually did a test on it, but it goes good. It stops good, it handles very well. The seats are nice and comfortable. I have the bolster in seats. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the steering. I'm not sure because after the springs were put in, it just doesn't feel as smooth as it should. And I don't have driven another Mercedes of that year to see if it was anything different. But other than that, I really like the car. The other thing that I have a problem with, and it's only because of me, it's not the car. The car smell interior, you know, that smell of the interiors, that gives me a massive headache and I get dizzy. So I have to put baking soda in these little trays and I got to put them out throughout the car to help absorb the smells. Other than that, the car's a really good car. It's reliable, it's fast. And it's also deceiving. When you see the car, if you're not an enthusiast, you just think it's an old Mercedes. Whereas you're a Mercedes or a car enthusiast, you see the E55 AMG, you know that's a performance car. So it's like, you know, it blends in the crowd. It doesn't stand out and get you too much noticed. So that's what I like about the car. Should you buy one? Yes, absolutely. All right, guys. So until the next video, Baldadonis out.
My dear friend,